We're replacing the starter on a 2001 Chevy Avalanche. It sounded like a dead battery at first, but it tested normal. So we did the usual test with the battery from another vehicle and jumper cables. Took off the battery cables from the Avalanche and placed the jumper cables coming from the other vehicle directly onto them. But still no start. Everything pointed to the starter, so we start taking it down. We jacked up the front of the Avalanche and placed our jack stands. The battery is already disconnected. The starter is held in place by two long bolts by the bell housing on the passenger side. We had to use a pipe on the ratchet handle to break the bolts loose. Before taking the bolts all the way out, just take a good look and see how you're going to have to finagle around those pipelines there. And just keep in mind you won't be able to drop it completely down because you have two wire cables to take off. Both bolts are out and it's ready to be pulled. It's really tight to get it out once you're trying to drop it, and just be patient and just keep twisting it and twirling until you can get it away from those transmission fluid lines. Eventually it will come out. Just be very patient.
Towards me. You got it, right there. Now pull it out. Back. It's not hitting. There you go, you got it.
Once you have it past them, now you can get to the two cable wires bolted onto the solenoid on top of the starter. You need to be real careful not to pull on them too much while trying to take off the wires and holding the starter lifted at the same time. It's better to actually take the short wire off first before the longer one.
All right.
We actually took it down to the auto parts store close to our house, and they put it right on the machine right in front of you, and it prints out a report. It failed. I mean, it wasn't getting enough voltage, so it was due. I mean, it was the original starter. And here's the new one. It's exactly the same. We'll be installing it right now. This is going to be fun. We add a little bit of all-purpose grease on the thread here so it keeps the corrosion out. Now we pretty much do everything in reverse. Attach the long wire cable first. And then the shorter cable. This is where it really gets hard. Trying to hold the starter up and get that real short one in the stud without being able to see it. A lot of pain. It's not as simple as taking it off, that's for sure. But he finally got it. He got it in. So both wires are back on and tight. And next, you gotta weave it around the same transmission fluid lines to get it lined up. We definitely need lots of patience, and it gets it done. Once it's lined up, just put in the two long bolts and tighten them up real well. Looking good. Now we go back on top Before reconnecting the battery, we do a little maintenance. Take off the rubber around the terminals and just clean them up and put a little bit of lithium grease. It's always good to do this while you have your battery disconnected for any reason before putting it back together. Reconnected and ready to test if this thing's gonna start. Sounds good to me. We hope this will help someone out there that wants to attempt doing this on its own. It's really not that hard, it's just need a lot of patience. You all have a great day.